So let's talk about the different liability coverages that you need for your mental health or substance use disorder program and try and give you an idea of what it may cost. So let me go through three of the key liability coverages. First is general liability insurance. This protects you for bodily injury and property damage that you may cause to others. Your exposure is going to depend on what type of programming you're running. If you're running a sober home program where you're renting apartments, most common thing you may see may be an apartment fire, a kitchen fire. If you're running counseling, it may be slip and fall, but general liability protects you for bodily injury and property damage that you cause to others. Second, you need to be thinking about professional liability. Professional liability is lack of care, it's failure to provide a service, it's lack of supervision. And in the mental health and substance use disorder world, this can a lot of times come in looking like a suicide or an overdose. It's one counselor takes a client out and gets some drugs the night before they graduate from the program, they overdose and die. That's a real story. So professional liability is what's going to pay for the attorney and the settlement in that situation. And third, you need to be thinking about abuse and molestation coverage. That's for a number of different scenarios. That can be clients having inappropriate relationships with each other. That can be a counselor or a therapist developing an inappropriate relationship. That can be somebody withholding services in a residential program in exchange for sexual favors. But you need to make sure that you've got abuse and molestation coverage on your program. And so what does all this cost? It really depends on what type of programming that you're running and how big you are. So if you're a sober home and you are renting one property, you may be able to get everything you need for $850. Now, if you are an outpatient counseling program running a transitional house with 120 beds and $4 million of revenue, it could be a lot more than that for the liability insurance coverages you need. So it all depends on what you're doing, the scope of programming, and also what type of professionals you have on staff. So if this is making you have some questions about your insurance program and you want to talk to somebody, please reach out to us and request a quote at www.bitnerhenry.com. I'm Daryl Henry with Bitner Henry Insurance Group, and we serve those who serve others.